Good morning, everybody. It is a Monday morning at the end of December. We all know the year 2020. 2020. Hindsight is 2020. I am working on the camera here. Bear with me a second. There, that looks good. Fabian, you look great this morning. Got your Santa hat on just like that. I love it. Let's see what happens when I talk. Apparently nothing.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't get it.
You stay pinned in the frame.
Oh.
All right. 2020 countdown. I like that. Looking good on the other side. All right, I'm going to do a little intro here and I'll come back. Got a temperamental camera this morning.
Happens.
The Sony cameras have made quite a splash. I saw over the weekend that they used one of the new Mark IVs on the sidelines in the NFL. So they actually have like handheld. They're running around, zooming in and getting some weird shots. So everybody was on Twitter saying, "Are they using an iPhone or what?" But it's actually, I think it's a Sony A7S IV, which we would love to have here. Please send donations to PayPal.me/Ropeadope so we can upgrade this temperamental Sony. Welcome back. This is the 2020 Countdown. My name is Lewis. I'm here at the Rope-a-Dope room just outside the great city of Philadelphia. And I'm connected by a technological means with my friend Fabian Brown.
Hello, ladies and gents.
Fabian Brown, the reigning king of Christmas, apparently.
I'm just the sideman. My wife is the reigning queen of Christmas, while I'm just...
Well, you're therefore the king. Yeah. We all know behind every reigning queen there's a king to support her. The pile of gifts at your house reminded me why I stopped. You've got a lot of kids. Anyway, I hope it was a good one.
It was. Thanks, Liz. Hope you had a great holiday as well. And I'm excited to be back here Monday morning, counting down the amazing releases that we have here from 2020 from the catalog, man. It's great to, again, rewind back in time and think about when the music was flowing in the Rope-a-Dope room and things were cooking, and tons of conversations with artists. A lot of people are excited. Today we have a monster lineup for today. So guys, stick around and stay tuned. We have music coming from Lakeisha Benjamin. We have music coming from Chris McCarthy. We have music coming from Badge and Takahiro, Grayson Brockamp, Greg Spiro, and Malumbo with Paige Hamilton. So, I'm excited about what tunes we're going to hear today, Lewis.
Still working with my camera here. I put together some good ones. Can we take a quick moment and check the feed just to make sure that we don't have any other temperamental issues here? Can you tell me if my audio is coming through?
I'm going to check right now.
So, yeah, there we go. Thank you for the feedback loop.
Yep, sounds good. I hear both you and me. So we are live on YouTube. I'm not sure about Facebook, but
I'm sure it's there if the feed is going through. So yeah, I mean, today's kind of I picked this stuff on the fly, and it's a great day. Boy, the range of emotion that 2020 brings to you, the highs and the lows, and the processing and the ability to deal with those highs and lows day in, day out is pretty interesting. So this is going to be a little bit of a moody one. And when I say moody, I mean lows and highs, right? So we're going to have some fun. We're going to get a little angry. We're going to get a little happy. We're going to get a little sad. And we're going to poke some good fun and some pointed comments at the good old United States of America while we're at it. Just want to say thank you. Over the weekend, Fabian, we did a sale. 811 people came in and redeemed codes for discounts in the Rope-a-Dope Bandcamp stores. It was a smashing success.
Wow.
I came in yesterday and packed a bunch of the orders because we don't have the staff now with COVID restrictions. And I really loved all the cats in Europe, and it taught me a lot, right? So, like, it costs a lot to ship a CD to Europe. It's like $14 just by postal service. That's the slow way, right? People just load it up. They're like, give me 9 different Rope-a-Dope CDs, and we'll, you know, and that only costs $20, right? It's the shipping. So, and they saved all the money, so it's great. Great new things are going to be coming up. We'll talk about them in a minute. Let's just jump right the hell in. Malumbo, New York Music Collective, long-standing, wonderful people. Here joined by Paige Hamilton of Helmet with some nice guitar. Let's go.
Has no quarrel with generations of deceitful dictators and broken treaties and squandered lives, and that's important today to remember. A prelude, far greater chorus. A prelude, far greater chorus. Should not be doubted. We have been more than patient. Right now. And we will intimidate through cruelty and conquest, behind the cloak of secrecy, and without fear. We cannot stand by and do nothing, and the people of the world are grateful. History, the logic, and the facts lead to one conclusion. Years of bloodshed and fear, mass death, persistent poverty, and raging disease. We must bet the lives of millions and the peace of the world in a reckless gamble.
Stones rumble in the breeze, brushing on my shoulder,
All right. Couple of interesting tracks to start it off. Let me just adjust this view here. Guys, I'm having a problem. Look at that. There we go. Do that in real time. We heard the words of a U.S. president who shall remain unnamed in that first track from Malumbo. The track is called Nuclear Fiesta, though it was pronounced nuclear by the president in question. And one of the things that he commented on was really interesting because he was externalizing, he was referring to someone else when he said something like, generations of deceitful leaders and broken treaties. However, he need not externalize because the same thing can be said about the United States of America. And that is not to disparage this country. That's to, look honestly at ourselves for the purpose of improvement. And I don't think much could be more American than that. So hopefully that dispels anybody out there who might disagree with me. Probably not, but that's what I love about live streaming. I've got the mic.
Well, that track was from the, you're making me laugh, Lewis. Fairy Tale Aliens, as Lewis said, Malumbo and Paige Hamilton. We had a string of releases from these cats throughout the year, and very interesting. I mean, you guys know the history of Malumbo, and it was just great to have this album here, released on March 20th of this year. And then we went from there, Lewis, and then we headed over to Gilberto with the album Badge and Talk a Lot. And that
the band is Badge and Talk a Lot, for correction here. The album title this time, this is a new album.
Fragments?
Fragments of the Soul, yeah. And the song is Showdown, which literally references the same history of the United States from a different soulful, rather funky perspective with Georgia Ann Muldrow on the vocal. So gonna just jump right back in, Fabian, in the third of the triad of songs about America, the great John Coltrane, the song Alabama. Now, did he write that, or did Alice write that, or did they write that together?
I'll check. I think that might have been a collaboration, but I'll check the liner notes there. But
let's jump in. Yeah?
Yes, jump in.
All right.
All right, we just heard Lakeisha Benjamin from the album Pursuance, the Coltrane's released earlier this year, March 27th. And we just heard the track Alabama. And for those of you guys who are just joining us here, we're running down Rope-a-Dope 2020, all the albums, singles from the year. And this composition from Lakeisha Benjamin, she's paying homage to John Coltrane and Alice Coltrane on this album. And that specific track was written by John Coltrane in response to a bombing that happened in Alabama to the 16th Street Baptist Church. In the theme of America, as we had said. And that album is just literally littered with some of the best musicians on the planet. I had an opportunity to go to one of the recording sessions in New York City, and it was just, I was fanboying all day long.
Especially as a saxophonist, yeah.
Oh my goodness, dude! It was the who's of. It was all my saxophone greats, from guys who are probably 15, 20 years older than me that I listened to growing up, to the older cats who I heard the albums, to like people from today. So it was really great. That obviously features Lakeisha on alto saxophone, a couple of pianists, a couple of basses. We had Sharp Radway, Bertha Hope on piano. We had Lonnie Plexico and the great Reggie Workman on bass. Daryl Green's on drums, and Reggie helped produce that album. So him playing with Coltrane, you walked away with a real authentic taste of the essence of what John was wanting to come across, when Alice wanted to come across. But it also had this new contemporary. Lakeisha she does a phenomenal job on that.
Gotten a lot of attention as one of the top albums of 2020, and we just we were running dangerously low on CDs, but we just replenished that stock. Those are available in the Bandcamp store. How are we looking on time here, buddy?
We're looking good, man. We're coming up to the top of the hour, running down these tracks. And coming up next, we have an album from, you got to help me with the last name, Grayson Brockamp and the New Orleans Wildlife Band. Hopefully I did that.
I think it's Brockamp. I had the same problem. Grayson Brockamp. Now we get it. We just get into a little bit of fun here. I think this is humorous. I want to remind everybody that 2020 has been an amazing year for mostly like for what, right? It's been an amazing year for the direct connection between artists and musicians. At least from a record label perspective, and that's at Bandcamp. And I get it. You can't go out and see the artist. The artist can't connect the fans, but we've kind of made do as best we possibly can with these kind of shows and connecting people. And it's been a record year through Bandcamp. And so appreciation to many of the fans, but there's still a few days left. We'd love to finish off this year strong. We're going to have, I'm not going to announce today. I think tomorrow morning, this show's going to run for about 3 weeks because we had a lot of records out. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to announce a winner from last week for the Big Bag of Dope, right? Which is basically picked from the shares and comments on Facebook. We'll pick one winner to get a box of interesting things from Rope-a-Dope. And also, we're going to start announcing tomorrow special new items, some new vinyl coming up, and things like that. So with that, we will now go to Mr. Grayson Brockamp.
Good news, bad news, news that is fake. Breaking headlines lead to heartbreak. Crooked White House, lie after lie. Hard to protest with mace in your eye. Barry Harris brings me to my safe place. Wipes away the frown upon my sad face. I'm not satisfied. It's time time to practice, I won't be denied. I find a piano and climb up inside. Yes, indeed, it's the best place to hide. Helps to get away, where I can go any time of the day. I get to work and I sit down and play. That one exercise helps me to realize Barry Harris makes you work it out till you see clearly. On that hustle, grinding, work it out in every single key. Barry Harris brings me to my safe place, wipes away the frown upon my sad face. satisfied. It's time to practice, I won't be denied. I find a piano and climb up inside. Yes, indeed, it's the best place to hide. Helps to get away, where I can go any time of the day. I get to work and I sit down and play. That one exercise helps me to realize Barry Harris makes you work it out till you see clearly. On that hustle, grinding, work it out in every single key. Barry Harris brings wipes away the frown upon my side. Very carelessly I used to stroll with no direction. Now I focus on the details, striving for perfection. Barry Harris brings me to my safe place.
Greetings, 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 greetings. I think we're back. I'm certainly back. Fabian, are you back?
Check 1, check 2. I'm back.
Check 1, check 2. Sound for me and sound for you. Talk a little bit about what we just heard, sir.
So at the top, we heard Grayson, Camp, and the New Orleans Wildlife Band. I guess depending on where you're at, depends on how you say New Orleans. Phenomenal record that was released April 3rd of this year. A Dream or a Nightmare. That featured Grayson on bass and vocals, Bailey Hinton on vocals, Ricard Pascal on saxophone, Alyson Parker on trumpet, Shay Pierre on piano, Simon Lott on drums, Gio Blackman on background vocals on several tracks, and then we also had Josh Ponce on trumpet on the second track of the album. And then following right from that, we heard from Chris McCarthy with the album titled Still Time to Quit, that was released on April 3rd. And, again, no stranger to amazing music here at Rope-A-Dope. That had J.K. Kim on drums, Chris on piano, Sam Melanie on bass, Michael Blake, another Rope-A-Dope artist, on tenor sax and on flute, featured on one of the tracks on the album. And then Takuya
Kuroda.
Thank you. Thank you, Lewis. I promise I went to school.
I'm here to help.
I went to college too, but it was music college, so so there goes that.
Right.
And then he was on trumpet. Another phenomenal record here at the Rope-A-Dope, and a nice theme, Lewis, you put together. I don't know how you do it, man.
I'm not sure how it happened either. It's just apparently today is all about America. Starting that off, just talking about. Sorry, I got a little background noise here. And we're going to get to a track later that still is in the same theme. I don't think that this next track is going to fit, but hey, you never know. I mean, do you ever put together a jigsaw puzzle?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, there's two ways to do it, right? There's kind of just get the edges,
the corners.
They look for. I've seen people. I've seen the mindset of people like, okay, I need one that has 3 male. I need one with 1 female and 2 male. Like looking at the pieces, going like, this is the type of piece. So you don't see the image, you see the science of it, I suppose, right? The cuts in the thing, right? And there's others who will go like, this is a blue sky area, so blue, right? And then there's the third kind of thing, which is just like, You just kind of randomly grab pieces, and they fall into place. And so some of this stuff that happens here at Rope-A-Dope is definitely in that third category, for sure.
That's a really great analogy. Even for your curation style, Lewis, that's kind of a great analogy too, right? It's like cosmic at some points. But it's really not that difficult when you look at the roster of artists that we have on the label. So.
Well, and curating is part of that too. So I mean, there's a great line in an old '80s movie which I have enjoyed quite a bit, called Buckaroo Banzai, and they're doing brain surgery, and Jeff Goldblum is assisting, and he starts to reach in, and Buckaroo Banzai says, "Don't touch that." She's like, "What? Why not?" He said, "You never know what it might be connected to." So that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Getting cosmic on a Monday morning. Gonna jump into Takahiro Izumikawa. Boom. Takahiro Izumikawa, I believe, stuck in Japan for the year, probably. Last I spoke with him, he was in Tokyo and wasn't able to come back to the U.S. because of the coronavirus. I hope he found his way home. But lots of New York cats on that. Can you read some of those special guests?
Yeah, the special guest is just, well, listen, just ridiculous. Let me get here. So we have, obviously, Takahiro on All Things Amazing. Recorded Michael Brody, Dakota Broman. We also have, we have Keith, Cool Keith. We have Maurice Brown. We have Keon Harold. We have Mono Neon. It's nothing short of like.
Where are you finding this? I'm looking at Joe Black's.
I'm on the
Jermaine Holmes.
Hopefully, I'm not misspeaking here. Oh, okay, got it. We got Joe Blacks. We have Marcus Belli. We have Parker McAllister. We have Maya Hatch.
Mm-hmm.
We have Sarah Kang. We have a lot of New York love here, is what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Dana Gucci. We have Ruby Coy. Parker, like I had mentioned. We have Natalia Oliveri, Kiyu Awada, Anna. I just can't even say these names.
We'll leave a few out, but some good folks. Basically, it sets the stage for that like circle of people, New York musicians who are creating the little bit younger set and powerful stuff, progressive jazz, not jazz for the 21st century. Really interesting. Speaking of Keon, he became a viral sensation yesterday after an unfortunate incident. Unfortunate is not the right. After a racist Karen incident at a New York hotel, a woman had lost her iPhone and demanded that Keon's 14-year-old son show her his phone, basically assuming that he had stolen her phone, and literally like physically scratched Keon and try to tackle the kid to get the phone. And the manager of the hotel, strangely enough, supported her initial premise that if she lost her phone, that she could dream that it was stolen and that the closest black person could potentially be a thief. And so we'll see how that all plays out. But it was interesting to watch it happen. I mean, it came through my Twitter feed, my circles, and then next thing you know, press is picking it up, and now the hotel's in some hot water, and it's good, bringing attention to this. Of course, they did find her phone, which you knew at the time was gone to happen, in the back of the Uber that she took to get to the hotel.
Dun, dun, dun.
Surprise, surprise, Karen.
Come on, Karen.
Is a racist. So, that's the way that went. So, I hope for justice and healing for Keon and his son as they process what they already knew was happening in America, but that happened directly to them yesterday. Well, that sums up America. There we go.
I mean, I got to say, I'm not surprised. That's quite upsetting. And, I guess the human condition is leaning more towards assumption for the evil and the wrong as opposed to the other way. And I don't know, Louis, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted from all this kind of stuff. And, sometimes the media perpetuates it, but sometimes it is just a cold, hard fact. And, I miss that. But, again, thoughts for Keon and his family and his son to go through some freaking nonsense like that.
Yep. Well, I'm exhausted too. We are going to take it out with a song called No Rest for the Weary. But before we do, I want to just posit an idea here. There's a lot of ways to look at the world. I think that those of us who have been, looking at the injustice of the world and looking at, positive, creative ways to have a more harmonious and peaceful and productive future and life on the planet. I think we have our eyes set on some sort of distant goal, some sort of potential utopia, or even just a baseline of normal where people don't mistreat each other. But I think that that's a really, really difficult worldview to manage, because the facts are that there is ignorance, there is ego, there is greed, and many other things that humans as a species are susceptible to, right? It's not just one side or another, A or B. We're all susceptible to these things and we all work on it. But it seems like half of us aren't actually doing that, right? And that's part of humanity. Now, imagine that the creative work that you're doing, putting music and working to help people, and all the great things that some humans are doing. Imagine if that's just balancing us from falling off into complete chaos and oblivion and terror, right? So it's productive work. I mean, so it is what it is. I'm changing my worldview to include, I don't know, I'm going to call it sort of a cancellation effect. I'm just going to put some good vibe out there just to block out. I used to vote out in Pennsylvania in red state, and I would show up at 6:30 in the morning to vote because I knew that all the people the acquaintances that I had who were Republican would be there at 6:30 in the morning. So I would just walk up with a smile and coffee in my hand and say, cancel. It's like, oh, you coming to, who are you voting for? I'm like, I came to cancel your vote. That's my whole job today, was to cancel your vote. And there you go. So, that's where I'm headed with this, is not to look at the work that we do as falling short of some sort of utopia. In fact, the more negativity is out there, that throws the gauntlet down to put some more positivity out into the world. This, rather than see it and get sad, see it and get motivated. So that's going to be my mantra in 2021.
That's good.
And I don't think I'm alone. I know full well now, if I thought of something, it's probably out there in the collective consciousness many times over already. So let's all connect, those of us who agree, and move into 2021 that way. Were you able to check shares, by the way, on Facebook? Do we?
I got up to day 3, and I would say I have not seen one. It's different every time. It's a different person every time. Different people every time. So
Can we just pick a name, please?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to go with, 2 happen to be artists, so I'm going to go with the one that's not the artist. And they have a username titled Dazzle on Facebook, Dazzle. So Dazzle, congratulations, and that's how it shows up here. Congratulations on.
So let's message on Facebook. And see if we can get an address.
Okay.
And we'll get it out there. But I want to say for next week, we can include musicians.
Okay.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind getting some more music and some rope-a-dope swag.
I like it.
All right.
I like it. Dazzle, you have a message in your inbox, my friend, from Jerome
Brown.
Brown.
Your cousin Jerome. All right, let's take it out. Greg Spiro, he's going to be in and out of these straight through. This is a song that he put out at the top of the year, reflecting on the beginning of 2020. Little did we know that we would be even more weary 10 months later or 8 months later. But let's go. Fabian, thank you.
Hey, Lewis, thanks a lot. I appreciate you, and appreciate all you guys who are watching live on the replay. And we'll be back tomorrow with some more amazing music.
Tell your friends to come and share and get in the running for a big bag of dope. All right.
You say rest when I am weary, and you say it'll be alright. But I can't wait until the morning, and I know sleep won't come tonight. You and I, we need to do this, and in the end it will be okay. But there's no rest for the weary. We'll just push on to a brand new day. Do your best to keep your head up. Don't let them know your pain. Time will pass, it will move quickly. Life will be easy once again. Could have never seen this coming, but we have to make it right. Just hold hope for the morning as we're traveling through the night. It has always been a blessing to see the dawn, and now at night's darkest we soldier on. To the east, the sky is lighter. It's the start of